What's up, guys? It's Broman. We're loading into Destiny here, and as I promised, we got a little bit more content review for you guys of the stuff that's coming out from Bungie right now with IGN, where they are talking about all sorts of stuff for Destiny 2. So I wanted to address a couple of things in this latest video that I think are really, really exciting, and should, especially as a hardcore player, they have kind of made me relax a little bit about I guess what I would call like worries. So here you go. IGN just dropped a new video where they interviewed Luke Smith and Mark Noseworthy about the vision and direction that Bungie has with Destiny 2. And they sort of talked about two guiding principles that I thought were really good. Bringing people together and unlocking the fun. So they talked about how in Destiny 1 they really feel like you had to dig in really deep to figure out why the things, the activities that you're doing, why those things matter. Which is true. Why am I running strikes? Why am I doing public events? Where is the lore? Where is all of this stuff? And so they've made this focus in Destiny 2 to sort of unlock that and make it possible for you to unlock more weekly rituals and give a little bit more purpose to the things that you're doing inside of the game, which I think is great. Itchy, scratchy nose. But the thing that I think is the most exciting is they talked about at the beginning, they felt like they had these two options to sort of continue with Taken King style expansions to the game, or change things entirely and try and reintroduce Destiny in a way that brings everyone together, brings in new people, and brings back old people to sort of create this stickiness, this idea of like, you want to come back and do raids on Tuesday in Destiny 1. You wanted to come back and do Trials of Osiris and get to the Lighthouse in Destiny 1. So they're going to have more activities like that, which I think is great. The other thing that was really wonderful is when you open up your director, instead of like all of these things showing up, it's sort of going to give you like a top-down patrol view. And instead of all these missions, it's going to tell you like, here's how long until the next public event. Here are these other activities that you can do, and suggested light levels, power levels for these activities. I thought that was really cool. Touch. It gives you direction. It gives you a place to go in game to find out information you need. No more DestinyPublicEvents.com and, you know, things like that. They're bringing the story. They're bringing items that have existed in the universe because people in the community have created them into the game to create a more cohesive experience, which I think is awesome. Oh no, my controller disconnected. I never charge my controllers, guys. Get ready to be really triggered. But listen, all of this stuff is really, really cool. But this is my favorite part. When they decided to look at what they needed to do with progression in Destiny, they said they felt like Taken King was this is for the hardcore players. They said they felt like Taken King was this step forward for everybody. It was this reinvention of the progression system where you could kind of one-to-one infusion to progress your character. And I think that that's fantastic. We're just going to bring it up to the bigger face so we can talk about this. The one-to-one infusion system looks like a massive, it was a massive upgrade. So again, they're going to reinvent that for Destiny 2. So that means that the system that we're going to see isn't going to be exactly like the Taken King, which is something I was concerned about. I felt like one-to-one infusion sort of slowed things down, or sorry, sort of sped things up and made you burn through content really quickly, which is why, you know, we launched Rise of Iron and suddenly everyone's max light level all at the same time. And if you saved up engrams, you were max light level within 2 hours. So I think that whatever the reinvention is, I'm happy that it's not going to be the same. And hopefully it'll be better, but we don't know. The other thing that I liked is they talked about how there are going to be certain activities in Destiny 2 where your loadout is going to be locked. What that means is you're going to go into this activity, you're probably going to be presented with an option to choose your loadout, and then that's what you have. Now, whether or not we're talking about a competitive style event, maybe similar to Trials, that you're gonna know your team's loadout and your other team isn't gonna be able to swippity swappity whatever, or when you go into a raid, your team has to bring a specific set of gear and that's what you use the whole time. I think that's really cool. It gives you intentionality you have to know what you're bringing into this activity, into this, whatever it is. They didn't mention raids. They didn't mention trials. That's me spitballing, giving you an idea and sense of the gravity of those choices. If you're loading into a raid and you're given, okay, here's what I'm using for this entire raid. If I'm bringing my Gallarhorn, I'm bringing my Gallarhorn the whole time. If I'm bringing my Dark Drinker, I'm bringing my Dark Drinker the whole time. If I'm bringing, basically making your exotic choice matter if you're doing a raid through the whole raid. I think that this is a fantastic change. Now, whether or not this is going to be applicable to raids or strikes or PvP, we don't know yet. But loadout locking, to me, gives it a little bit more of that MMO feel, where you need to make sure that you have the right tools to get the job done. And you can't just bring a backpack full of tools and keep swapping them out until you knock the door down. You need to intentionally have a best guess. This also opens up the idea of having more designated roles and activities where you're like, okay, this is our heavy guy. We can't expect the heavy guy to help deal with all these fucking ads. We need to work ads because that's our DPS guy. This is the sort of stuff that really brings out like a lot of value in the content and in the gear that you're bringing, because even though you might have every single piece of gear in the game, you might not be able to use every single piece of gear in every single activity, which is actually fantastic in my opinion. I love that. Is there anything else I liked from the interview as you guys listen to my doggos bark in the background? I really liked the idea that in Destiny 2, it's going to be so focused on bringing everyone together and trying to bring new people in to form lifelong friendships. That's something that both of them mentioned, is that these lifelong friendships, they love seeing it and they want to see that continue in Destiny 2. I know, as somebody who's a huge member of an advocate of community on Twitch and here on YouTube, the friendships that we formed in Destiny, the relationships, the family that we've made, we've done so much good in the world. And the fact that Bungie is taking this concept of community and putting it in the forefront of their minds as they're developing the game means to me that we can really expect Destiny 2 to be a unique community experience. So those are my thoughts, guys. Make sure to rate, comment, subscribe, check out the IGN video as well. I don't play it here because that's their content, and plus I like you guys to spread the love around. So make sure you hit that like button and that sub button, all that other stuff. We'll have more content for you tomorrow. Thanks for watching. I love you all, and I will catch you next time in Destiny.